A mystery snail is a large invasive snail that's native to Asia. Some of them can get up to 75 millimeters in length from the tip of the spire down to the bottom of the aperture. And they can compete with our native snail species. They live longer, they eat more, they eat faster. They're also what's called ovoviviparous, so they have eggs inside of them that hatch into live crawling young. So their young go into the world with a leg up. Mystery snails are found in a lot of different places in Pennsylvania, and it seems that we're finding them in more places every day. They prefer to live in slow, stagnant, warm water, so ponds, lakes, sometimes streams and rivers, depending on how fast that's moving. The research team, the snail squad, as we call it, is me, Dr. Adam Simpson, Dr. Sam Newtile, and then we have a team of undergraduate students from Behrend that are helping us conduct the research. In the summer, we went out on 3 different occasions for 4 days at a time. So we spend approximately 3 weeks looking for invasive snails.
Invasive species like the mystery snails can have significant impacts on native ecosystems. So by studying the populations like we're doing this summer and with this project, we feel like we can kind of understand better how they're impacting the species we care about.
So right now we're working to figure out the extent of the population of invasive mystery snails in Pennsylvania.
Those are big ones.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, probably a female. Does it feel hefty?
It does.
There's so much we don't know about the species. So right now we're just trying to figure out how many there are, and then we'll try to figure out a little bit more, like what parasites do they have, what other issues can they cause.
As we go out and sample about 4 times a week, we usually average around 500 snails, so that breaks up into about 125 snails per day.
12 and 10 meters squared, so that's more than 1 snail per meter squared.
The density at each location differs depending on the habitat type, but we usually found around 125. It's a good day snailing.
So they come back here where my colleagues are figuring out the quantity of heavy metals that those snails contain, and then we're working on the population genetics. So those snails are used for the other parts of the study once we bring them back. The big things that people can do is to check their gear before they move boats or kayaks or even fishing equipment between water bodies, because there's always a chance that you accidentally move one thing to another or one organism to another place. You can also not release aquarium pets. Usually there are organizations that are available for people to surrender pets if they no longer want them, rather than to release them in the wild. And one of the big things that would really help us out is if people can report them, tell us where they are. Like I said, we're finding new locations every year for where these snails are. So the more we know about where they can be found, the better we can understand them.